Our MC Xie Jiu owes $50 million to a wealthy heiress, but he has no intention of dodging it. His own father literally packaged him up and sold him to this elite rich girl to settle a debt. Just like that, he gets dragged into this absolute devil of a female boss's mansion. But here is the twist. Xie Jiu refuses to play the pretty caged bird for some rich girl, even if it kills him. So he immediately packs his things, buys a ticket, and ditches his own phone. He flees 800 kilometers away to a tiny rural town where her elite family's influence can't reach.
He basically plans to ghost her for the rest of his life.
Meanwhile, back in the city, the cold-hearted heiress demands her men dig up the entire country to find him. Jiang Wanwan is the absolute ruler of the powerful Zhang family, basically holding ultimate boss energy in her circle. Xie Yu spent 5 whole years by her side, watching her grow from a schoolgirl into a powerful leader. She always called him Xiaozhou, but he never forgot he was just a glorified servant paying off a debt. Once he managed to save 10 million, he transferred 9.5 million straight back to her. He snapped his bank card, canceled his number, and escaped while she was busy with an arranged blind date. With just 50,000 left, he took an overnight train to a quiet seaside town to hide out. He changed his name from Xie Jiu to Xie Zi, starting fresh as a simple hotel waiter in town. But on his very first day, his coworkers immediately tried to push him around.
They dump a notoriously difficult customer on him, warning him that nobody else dares to go inside.
They tell him she is an elite from the capital, someone they absolutely cannot afford to offend.
Xie Jiu politely steps into the room, asking if there is anything she needs.
Shockingly, the customer stares at him, asking why he looks so familiar. This is actually crazy, guys. Xie Jiu panics. Is his elite aura still visible through his cheap uniform? He quickly claims she is mistaken. He humbly plays the local country bumpkin, begging internally for her to just place her order and leave. He is basically chanting to himself to act like an emotionless background character, praying she does not recognize him. But she asks if his last name is Shi. He instantly denies it, offering any random fake name.
She insists she knows him, calling out his real name, Xie Jiu. Talk about bad luck.
She remembers seeing him next to the Jiang family heiress at a high-end banquet years ago. He was standing right next to the legendary female boss, looking incredibly sharp. Honestly, what are the odds of getting recognized in a tiny town 800 kilometers away? This is wild. Xie Jiu keeps lying, claiming he is just a local who has never even seen a train ticket. But she is not buying it. She points out his perfect posture and refined elite aura. She notes that a small town could never produce someone with his built-different vibes. He quickly excuses himself, but outside, his angry coworkers are already waiting to confront him. They accuse him of being a rich kid playing poor, taking away jobs from actual working people. They demand to know how much extra the boss is secretly paying him. Knowing that girl might leak his location, Xie Jiu cannot risk staying there for even another day. If the heiress finds him, his 2 years of freedom go down the drain. He resigns immediately. He spends several tense days hiding in his tiny rental, terrified of any sudden noises. Once he's sure no bodyguards are breaking down his door, he finally breathes a sigh of relief. He packs up and moves to a nearby city. Honestly, his years serving the heiress taught him plenty. Jiang Wanwan had a weird habit of training him in all sorts of elite hobbies. She hired top pros to teach him golf, racing, and even piloting luxury speedboats. Thanks to those high-end skills, he easily lands a job at the city's biggest ski resort. He works as both a pro ski instructor and the hotel's lobby manager. His boss loves assigning him to wealthy female clients because of his sharp looks and top-tier manners. Soon, a group of spoiled rich girls arrives at the resort, and he spends all day guiding them. As the manager, he has to tag along to host this banquet. He tries to toast them with tea due to an alcohol allergy, but these rich brats immediately mock him. They laugh at a low-level manager acting so high and mighty, but Tang Yuesheng steps in to stop them. They tease Miss Tang for protecting her pretty boy, laughing they won't steal him. But then they spot something. Wait, what is that on the back of his neck? No shot. Is that golden phoenix tattoo actually the legendary mark of the Jiang family? Jiang Wanwan is toxic as hell with a crazy possessive streak. She forced this tattoo on him despite his protests. A golden phoenix with clipped wings stamped on his neck. To him, it was just a shameful slave brand. It was a literal brand of ownership. Honestly, this tattoo disgusted him so much, he hid it for years. No matter how hot it got, he always wore high collars to keep it covered. But at this banquet, his secret is suddenly out in the open. They realize he is the canary Jiang Wanwan has been hunting for 2 years. He immediately panics and denies it. The guests gossip about the legendary canary of the Jiang family, shocked to find him hiding in this dump. They mock him, saying he probably got dumped, and suggest he served them instead, since he looks so delicate. But Tang Yuesheng snaps, telling them to shut their mouths. She warns her friends she is trying to save their lives, not ruin the vibe. The Golden Phoenix is no joke. Everyone in high society knows this boy is Jiang Wanwan's absolute taboo. Messing with him is a literal death sentence. If they want to die, they can go ahead. Xie Jiu never expected to run into the heir of the powerful Tang family in a place like this. He thanks her for stepping in and begs her to keep his location a secret. She asks if he needs help, genuinely surprised he is hiding in such a trashy place. He politely declines, saying he actually prefers working hard and earning his own living.
She was actually asking if he would be in trouble if Jiang Wanwan found him, but he's chill.
He figures the Jiang family has already given up on him. Once the rich girls leave, he relaxes. He finally lets his guard down, but the ski resort boss only cares about making money. He only knows Xie Jiu offended some rich brats and ruined his resort's business. So the boss starts giving him a hard time, and soon a massive VIP from the capital books the entire venue. Sensing danger, Xie Jiu tries to call in sick and hide out at home. But before he can even pack, his boss calls, yelling at him to get back to work. The VIP specifically requested the manager. If he is not back in 10 minutes, his salary is gone. He sprints back, and his boss shoves him toward the VIP suite. But as soon as he turns the corner, he sees 2 rows of familiar elite bodyguards. At this point, his legs turn to absolute jelly. He is totally cooked. Long time no see, Miss Jiang. You are pretty good at hiding, Xie Jiu. He nervously tries to laugh it off, asking why a busy boss like her came to this dump. She snaps, telling him to drop the act. Did he really think he could hide from her like a rat? She asks if he got so brave that he is now serving strangers in some trashy hotel? Did she spend millions raising him just for him to do this? He quickly denies it. He says he is actually doing great here, but he really wants to know one thing. How did she track him down? Turns out, changing his name to Xie Jiu did not work at all. The moment he used his ID for a train ticket, he was under her radar. Now, she wants him back. He begs her to be reasonable. He already paid off his debt. His dad sold him for $500,000, but he paid triple to buy his freedom. He begs her to show some mercy and let him go, promising to pay even more if she wants. Xie Jiu tries to hand over every penny he saved, but Jiang Wanwan is completely furious. She actually thought he only ran away to throw a tantrum over some arranged marriage drama. Turns out, he actually believed paying back his debt would let him cut ties with her forever. She screams that he is never escaping her, while he argues he never signed some slave contract to be locked up forever. He deserves freedom, but she drags him right back anyway. Days pass without seeing her, but he is always watched. 2 stone-faced bodyguards tail his every move like he is some criminal, until a sudden phone call changes everything. Someone calls to tell him that his crazy young mistress is absolutely wasted at a bar and won't listen to anyone. The crowd immediately starts teasing him, calling him the long-lost consort who finally got dragged back home by his owner. He just plays along with their jokes, politely greeting the rich kids before trying to pick up his toxic mistress. But as he goes to grab her arm, his eyes scan the dimly lit room and spot a familiar face. It is Tang Yuesheng holding a drink in the corner. She calmly notes that he got caught after all. No escape, he admits, but she offers to help if he says the word. She tells him he can reach out to her whenever he is ready to make his move. She even promises to get him out of the country safely, but he refuses to drag her into this absolute mess. He politely declines her help and focuses on getting his drunk boss back to the car. Once they are in the car, she is completely silent. Knowing her insane alcohol tolerance, this is highly suspicious. She is absolutely faking it. Soft music plays through the speakers, trying to ease the incredibly heavy silence. But the peaceful vibe is just a total illusion, and the storm is about to hit. Jiang Wanwan suddenly speaks up, asking if he is still dreaming about running away from her.
She calls him stubborn and foolish, while he fires back that he just wants to earn his own living. He does not care about being a rich parasite. He just wants his own independence. She scoffs at his petty money, but he insists on earning his freedom with his own hands. She is offended that he still acts like a slave, reminding him that he is not her servant. But that $500,000 debt still hangs over his head. The $500,000 she paid for him is a fact, making him feel like nothing but a servant. She feels like he is doing this just to spite her, while he begs her to be reasonable. He demands a normal job and his own life, refusing to be kept in a cage like a pet. He is a human with dignity, after all. The car goes completely silent as their massive argument ends in a draw. To stop him from plotting another midnight escape, Jiang Wanwan is forced to make a compromise. She assigns him to manage VIP guests at a luxury golf club owned by her family. And talk about a plot twist, Tang Yuesheng immediately becomes a daily regular at the club. She drops by constantly to drink tea and chat, making her the only person brave enough to trigger Jiang Wanwan. Only the powerful Tang family heiress could get away with pushing those boundaries so casually. But out of nowhere, some random rich brat goes wild and smashes Tang Yuesheng's car. The spoiled girl complains that the car is an absolute eyesore and deserves to be wrecked. She even orders her thugs to beat up anyone who gets in her way. Xie Jiu steps in immediately, ordering his security to throw the crazy woman out. He then permanently blacklists her entire family from every single Jiang business. Honestly, this guy is built different. I love how he does not take any trash. But then Jiang Wanwan shows up, making the atmosphere instantly drop to freezing as she claims Xie Jiu. Tang Yuesheng fires back that he is a free man with the right to make his own choices. Jiang Wanwan points to the gold tattoo on his neck, saying that the symbol makes his status very clear. But Tang Yuesheng just smiles, saying she does not care about any of that. She is not afraid of her at all, while Xie Jiu quickly thanks Tang Yuesheng for backing him up. Stop playing around, President Gong. You ran away overnight to that broke little county town just for him? Xie thinks she is crazy, insisting they are just regular friends who barely even know each other. He tells her to stop looking at him like a thief, since he is just an ordinary guy. Once his debts are paid, he plans to head back home, find a normal girl, and marry far away from their rich circle. Deep breath. Deep down, pushing her away like this low-key hurts him too, leaving a heavy lump in his chest. But he is just too stubborn to give in. In his mind, he is meant for a completely quiet, ordinary life. His background and his parents ruthlessly remind him of his reality. He knows he is not in her league, hoping she will finally move on when she finds someone equal. To stand by her side. Later, Madame Jiang gets straight to the point, telling Jay that he and Jiang Wanwan do not match. She knows this all too well. He admits the Jiang family raising him was a massive blessing, which is why he left after paying them back. He never planned on returning or climbing the social ladder. But the mother warns that Jiang Wanwan will chase him to the ends of the earth unless he marries. She begs him to convince her to meet young Master Lin tonight, as the Lin family is their perfect match. Since he wants what is best for her, she quietly agrees to the request. Hey, what is a broke student doing here? Scram! The snobbish crowd laughs, telling the country bumpkin college kid to get lost from their high-end venue. Jiang Wanwan asks him what he's doing there. Xia tells her to stop drinking and go home, because young Master Lin and her mother are waiting. That night, young Master Lin leaves with a massive smirk, serious backup guy energy, but he is thrilled. Getting Jiang Wanwan to agree to a simple dinner is a historic breakthrough for his family, even if it is one-sided. A few days later, this arrogant young master brings his wealthy friends to the golf course where Xie works. He specifically demands that Xie personally caddy and serve them, clearly trying to flex his status. After the game, the smug rich kid wipes his sweat and looks at Xie with a mocking grin before leaving. He tells Xie that he always knew Jiang Wanwan only had eyes for him. He was just waiting for her to give up on her hopeless crush and return to reality. To him, she is still the perfect woman to rule the Lin family. Z does not deserve her, and only a powerful man like himself can give her true status. Xie calmly agrees, knowing his place, and asks if the rich heir wants him to leave town. The heir offers to make him disappear quietly, but Xiao politely declines the favor. He decides to step aside completely and head back to his quiet, hidden seaside B&B. Back at the coast, she lives like a total hermit, cooking and enjoying the peaceful ocean breeze.
He forces himself to ignore all news from the capital, blocking out thoughts of her engagement. To finally move on and start fresh, he actually signs up at a local matchmaking agency. The matchmaker hooks him up, promising this local girl has a stable job and a fantastic personality.
But at the date, she immediately judges him, calling him out for being jobless with zero property.
She admits she is right, but she just sighs and tells him he needs some actual ambition. She demands a fully paid apartment in a top school district with her name on it, plus a car. On top of that, she wants a massive cash dowry to fund her younger brother's upcoming wedding. She sarcastically asks if he needs to buy her brother a car too, which instantly offends her. She snaps back, claiming her stable public sector job is ultimate leverage, despite her low salary. This crazy girl on his blind date says her husband has to support her brother. But our boy Xie Jiu is not having it and totally shuts her down. He literally tells her to get chained to her brother forever and stop ruining other people's lives. Honestly, what a savage. Then Tang Yuesheng suddenly shows up. Turns out she bribed his former boss to get his address. She exposes his hiding spot and says the entire capital is in absolute chaos because of him. So Xie Jiu quickly pays for the coffee and brings her back to his place. And get this, Jiang Wanwan has completely lost her mind since he vanished. She ruthlessly seized control of her family and mobilized all of their massive capital. She completely bankrupted the annoying rich heir who actually thought he could force her into marriage. Now every rich kid in the city is looking for him. She even put out an insane bounty just to find his exact location. We're talking $5 million, making Xie Jiu realize how valuable he is. He jokes about claiming the money, but Tang Yuesheng offers to hide him using her own family power. He thanks her, but honestly wonders why she is being so nice to him. He feels like he is just a broke former servant with zero value to her wealthy family. But she genuinely respects his journey. Despite being sold by his parents, he resisted the Jiang family's crazy wealth. He fought insanely hard to buy his own freedom, and she proves she has no plans to exploit him. Otherwise, she would have kidnapped him for the bounty a long time ago. Then Xie Jiu finally confesses. He loves Jiang Wanwan, but runs because he feels he is not worthy. He was sold like cargo and is just a servant with nothing. Even if she forced him to marry into her family, the toxic gossip would completely crush his dignity.
She calls him an idiot because he knows damn well she does not care about that.
That crazy female lead does not care about his status, but his insecurity is too strong. She calls him a complete weirdo for going on blind dates while actually loving her. If Jiang Wanwan finds out, she is definitely whipping him and taking him back. And that gold-digging date girl would probably end up feeding the sharks in the ocean. But honestly, escaping that crazy woman was always going to be completely impossible. She literally put a tracker on the car and followed them the entire way. And boom, she arrives. Caught red-handed. Xie Jiu begs her not to hurt Tang Yuesheng, taking all the blame. She asks him one last time if he really has to leave. She promises to let him go forever if he says yes, but his insecurity is still too strong. He asks her to help him go abroad so he can study. He wants to build his own wings and stand beside her as an equal. To everyone's absolute shock, the crazy female lead actually agrees. He gets his visa and boards a flight straight to America. Even across the ocean, he knows her family is secretly keeping him completely safe. It is honestly so wholesome how much she respects his pride. For the next 2 years, our guy works like an absolute beast of a machine. He gets his degree and makes a massive fortune in the stock market. With a 9-figure net worth, Xie Jiu was basically a young Wall Street tycoon, but by his second winter, watching the New York snow fall, he suddenly missed home like crazy, leading him to meet up with Miss Tang Na. Miss Tang Na, I still feel terrible that you got beaten up back then because of me. Since I just landed, let me treat you to some authentic hot pot to make it up to you. Honestly, he has been craving this stuff for years. Tang Na warns him that since he left, Jiang Wanwan has turned into a total business tyrant, aggressively swallowing up businesses with brutal, ruthless tactics that make everyone in the elite circle absolutely terrified of her. If she so much as stomps her foot, even the Tang family trembles. Later, Xie Jiu meets up with Mr. Tang Yuesheng and asks, Mr. Tang, I actually have a question for you. What is the real deal with this gold phoenix tattoo on my neck? Does it have some kind of hidden meaning? Xie Jiu asks why everyone looked so terrified of it. Tang Yuesheng is stunned and replies, Bro, I seriously thought you knew. That gold phoenix is actually the exclusive personal seal of the Jiang family's head. By tattooing it right on your neck, she was declaring to the entire elite circle that you, Xie Jiu, are the only man she will ever recognize. You are under her ultimate protection, meaning anyone who is not completely brain dead knows better than to touch a single hair on your head. Talk about a plot twist. This was never a brand of shame, but a top tier. Protective amulet. It hits our main character hard. The very mark he hated and felt humiliated by was her giving him the ultimate heavy-handed protection. When Xie Jiu hears that the Jiang family is hosting a massive, high-profile business gala at a luxury 7-star hotel, he shamelessly begs Tang Yuesheng to sneak him inside. Inside, elite guests are busy buttering each other up, flashing fake smiles left and right. Seeing this scene, Xie Jiu remembers how Jiang Wanwan used to proudly introduce him to all the top elites, while he would secretly wonder why she was showing off a servant who was just there to pay off his father's debt. But slowly, her inner circle started teasing him as the Jiang family's future son-in-law, and guess what? The proud young lady never denied it even once. Ever since their school days, whenever Jiang Wanwan had a major event to attend, she would always drag him along, weaving almost all of his life's core memories directly with hers. They went to school together, pulled all-nighters in the library, got into crazy trouble street racing, and hid on rooftops just laughing their heads off. When wealthy snobs mocked him, she would literally smash a wine bottle over their heads. She would also buy out limited edition sneakers just to see his goofy surprise smile. Most of all, she never missed throwing him a huge surprise birthday party. A level of care and love that even his own biological parents had never shown him. Sure, she had a fiery temper, like a literal firecracker, but she almost never directed that rage at him, even when he pushed her absolute limit. She would only raise her hand high, only to gently tap the back of his head. Honestly, she was just a total tsundere. Stubborn, but soft-hearted sweetheart. Back in the present, Xie Jiu sits in the corner, staring intensely at this absolutely radiant woman commanding the room with effortless grace. Brave, ambitious young guys keep stepping up to strike up a conversation with her, but she coldly shuts down every single one of them without blinking. As one guy leaves, rejected, another brave soul tries his luck. Xie Jiu just watches her quietly from the shadows, until she suddenly turns and locks eyes with him. Why are you back? I guess I wandered around enough, got tired, so I came home.
She asks if he is leaving again. No, he says. Hearing those worries,
she finally drops all her cold steel armor. Just like a vulnerable little girl, she throws herself into his arms. Breathing in her familiar scent, Xie Jiu makes a silent, unbreakable vow. His grueling years abroad taught him a massive lesson. No one is born superior to anyone else, and nobody has the right to look down on him. Besides, he now holds enough massive capital to completely dominate Wall Street, proving he is a heavy hitter himself. This time, he refuses to run away. And he is ready to stand tall and proudly pursue the woman who has held his entire heart since day one. Is keeping the woman I love safe and well provided for really that hard? For a guy like Xie Jiu, being the perfect husband is a walk in the park. Honestly, it is light work. Her mother is practically crying tears of joy. Thank goodness Xie Jiu is finally back. She explains that while he was gone, Jiang Wanwan went completely crazy, burying herself in cutthroat business wars and ignoring every single man around. Her parents actually worried she would end up dying alone, hugging her company shares forever. The mother admits she was incredibly short-sighted to break them up back then. Xie Jiu is her daughter's entire world, and she can't live without him. Even her father secretly respected him all along. So she promises she won't interfere with their relationship ever again. From now on, as long as they are happy, that is all that matters. Our boy literally won over the final boss without even trying. Talk about ultimate main character energy. Honestly, before opening the door, he was totally expecting a classic high-drama cliché play out in his head. Like the mother pulling a check for $1 million out of her luxury bag and telling him to get lost. And he was ready for it. He literally calculated his net worth beforehand. With him making hundreds of thousands a minute now, there was no way he was settling for a petty million.
He wanted them to add another zero to that check, but instead, she just gave her blessing.
Talk about a plot twist. He politely escorts Mother Jiang to the elevator, feeling totally shocked. He barely pours himself a glass of water when the doorbell starts ringing like crazy again.
But it is Jiang Wanwan, panicking and asking if her mom just tried to pay him off to leave her.
He plays it cool, joking that her mother just dropped by for tea and a quick chat about life. She tells him to stop lying, but she is clearly relieved to see he is still there.
She admits she was absolutely terrified he would leave some cash and vanish without a word like last time.
Xiaoyu comfortingly calls her silly and promises he is staying with her for good this time.
Just like that, their massive wedding is officially on, but things are about to get wild during the prep.
During the wedding prep, Jiang Wanwan tries to surprise him by sending a luxury fleet of cars to fetch his so-called relatives.
She brings every single one of them straight to the capital.
Doing it all out of love for him, she even agrees to give them the royal treatment.
She clears out a whole row of her best guest rooms, and these parasites immediately run wild.
The relatives are absolutely speechless, looking around at the luxury.
They start bragging, claiming they always knew Xie Jiu was destined for greatness.
Now the entire Xie family gets to live like royalty in a massive palace with them.
The worst part is they do not show a single shred of guilt for what they did to him in the past. In their twisted minds, selling him out was basically a massive favor.
They act like they are gods, demanding mansions, gold, and endless luxury. But wait for it, it does not take long before their greedy true colors fully show. His mother corners him, saying she has some serious business to discuss besides the wedding.
She points out that his brothers back home only do back-breaking, dirty labor.
Since he is about to run the massive Jiang group, she expects him to pull some major strings.
She casually demands he make his brothers high-level executives with million-dollar salaries. Then his sisters chime in, whining about how their old house is too small for their kids. They claim they married poorly and are currently broke, freeloading at their parents' place with their children.
They bring up rumors of him making hundreds of millions abroad and demand tens of millions for a villa. They actually expect him to pay for their entire lives.
Looking at them, he sees absolutely zero love, just pure, shameless calculation.
Xie Jiu looks at them and asks if they all developed collective memory loss. He reminds them that they signed a lifetime severance contract when they sold him out for $500,000, so they have absolutely no right to make demands now. Do they think this is a flea market, demanding this and that? Seriously, who gave them the face? You little brat! How dare you talk to your own father like that? Our family got incredibly lucky for you to score Miss Zhang. If I had not run up those debts back then, would you even have this luxury life today? You should kneel down and kowtow to thank me. Without me, you would probably still be stuck in that miserable mountain valley,
farming and marrying some lame village girl just like your brother. Xie Jiu cuts in. So I paid off your debts, and now I
still have to build you a giant monument of merit? Is that it?
Xie Jiu is just about to call the bodyguards to throw these absolute bloodsuckers out when, boom, a pair of warm hands wraps around him from behind. Deep down, he craved a real family more than anyone, and she understood that pain better than anyone. But these toxic parents? Not worth it.
Uncle, aunt, the birth debt Xie Jiu owed you has already been paid off with cold, hard
cash. So for now, you two will behave yourselves, stay here quietly, and attend the wedding. If you need anything, just tell the servants to buy it. But hear this. If anyone dares mention money or favors in front of Xie Jiu again, I will personally throw them to the Colosseum.
Yes, of course. Thank you, daughter-in-law. We will definitely keep our heads down.
Xie Jiu, they gave you life, but your connection with them ends today. Leave those
toxic people and garbage memories in the past. Only when you let go of this pain can you finally be happy with me in our future. Honestly, this is so sweet. He turns around and looks at her eyes, which are literally shining like stars. All his built-up anger and hurt miraculously vanish in an instant. Looking back, his early life was an absolute nightmare, but at the same time, he is easily the luckiest guy alive. Why? Because he met Jiang Wanwan, the ultimate spoiled rich heiress who used her aggressive, clumsy love like a blinding light to force her way into his life, completely healing his broken childhood. Seriously, the author cooked here. Later, at their massive high society wedding of the century,
He finally got to hold her.
hand forever. After marriage, he absolutely spoiled her rotten. The ruthless, powerful head of the Jiang family outside became a totally different person at home. He never let her cook or do chores and never raised his voice to her even once, because he knew nothing in this world was more precious than the amazing woman in his arms, the one he would cherish for the rest of his life.